Hi, in this video we are going to discuss how to write a problem situation using a simple equation. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is define the word variable, and this word is a really easy word to define because a variable gives you the actual meaning. A variable is a letter that varies in value. Okay, so an example for a variable would be 3x plus 5 equals 20. Okay, so in this case the variable is the x, and in this case the only number that the x could be, it has to be a 5 because 3 times 5 is 15, and 15 plus 5 gives me 20. So the x could be 15, it could be 5 right now, but if I change the problem to say 3x plus 5 equals I don't know, equals 14, then x has a different value because x, if we give it as a 5, is still going to give us 20, right? So here now the same x is now it's a different value. It varies in value. Here's the value is 5, here the value is 3 because 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 plus 5 is 14. So that's what the variable is. It's a letter that varies in value. Okay. Now let's talk about this variable expressions here. It says identify keywords and phrases for the following operations. So we're gonna have to write down some words for the add, subtract, multiply, and divide, kind of like what we did yesterday. And if you have those notes, you can use them to write down words that mean addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, let's try to do something out of the top of our head. So let's see, addition. One of the words that we can use for add would be combine. If they ask us to combine something, or we can say combine this and that we're talking about adding. Another one we can use would be join or increase, maybe more than, and there's a few more. I'll leave these two blank so you can fill them in. Subtraction could be difference, maybe less than. How about the word change or decrease? Again, you need to fill this one here and then one more down here. Multiply, let's see, how about the word double? That means multiply times 2, right? How about the word triple? That means multiply times 3. Or how about the word each? For example, if they say 5 pencils each cost $2, how much money are you going to spend? So you will have to multiply 5 times 2, right? $5, 5 pencils times $2 gives you $10 each. Let's see, what else? Another word that means multiply. Well, you have the other list, right? You can fill in the next 3. So I don't want to make this video too long, so let's go ahead and go to the division. Division, equal sections. If you want to divide something into equal sections. How about the word cut? Like if you're cutting a ribbon into equal sections, cut means divide, right? Split would be another one. Split, divide, cut, equal sections. You also have the word distribute. Like if you want to distribute, if you have a bag of marbles or something and you want to distribute the marbles along your friends, then you can distribute them evenly, and then that way you can give away all your marbles if that's what you want to do. So anyways, that's that. So let's go on to the next part. Now here's the main lesson here. It says use verbal expressions for the given expressions. So here's the expressions they give us. They give us the equation, give us situation for the following equations. We have to actually write down a word problem that goes with this equation. So we're just going to make one up. But let's have some fun with this. While we're doing this, why not have some fun, right? So I'm going to go ahead and write some of the stuff that I like myself. The first thing that I think of is, if you know me, you probably know that I like soccer. So I'm going to make this problem about soccer. Okay, so the first problem, let's see, is this x, and then this is plus 550 equals 759. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I'm buying a soccer ball and I need to pay taxes, but I don't know how much the taxes are. I know the soccer ball is 550. I want to know how much the taxes will be, and the total I know is going to be 759. So I'm going to word it differently, of course, but that's the gist of the problem. And I know that I'm doing that because here's the problem here. The operation is addition. So I'm going to have to use some of those words that I used right here: combine, join, increase, more than, okay, or any of the other two words. There's more words than just these that you can use to say that you're adding something. So I'm going to say I am at Academy and decided to buy a soccer ball. Okay, the soccer ball costs $5.50. Probably on sale because it's a cheap soccer ball, right? The soccer ball costs $5.50. If the total amount that I paid was $7.59, how much did I pay in taxes? Okay, so that's a word problem that goes with this equation, because we have to add the taxes, which would be the x, right? In this case, this is the tax plus the price of the soccer ball, and that's going to give me the total amount that I paid. So that's one of them, and this is about soccer because I like soccer. You can write down my example, or you can make one up yourself, up to you. Okay, let's do another one. Now, another thing that I like is music. I really like music. I don't know if you know this, but I play the guitar. I think I shared that with you at the beginning of the school year. I play the guitar and I like to sing in the church choir. So I do like music. I like to karaoke and all this other good stuff. So let's talk about music. 4 times n equals 24. Let's say that I am buying 4 CDs. Okay, so I'm going to say at Best Buy, for karaoke CDs cost a total of $24. And the question is going to be, how much, or not how much will, but how much is each CD? And that's it, because 4 is the amount of karaoke CDs and 24 is $24, right? And again, you don't have to make it about money. You can make it about cookies, or you can make it about gifts, or whatever you want to make it up as. It's just writing a problem that fits that equation. Okay, so again, that's my soccer problem, that's my music problem, and let's keep going and make up 2 more problems. Okay, here's the next problem. 5 minus n equals 2.23. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to, let's see, what else do I like? In this case, I'm going to write about books. I like books. I like reading and I like writing books. I'm actually writing a couple of books right now. And I'll share those with you one day when I have them printed and published, and you can check them out from your local library. Hopefully I'll become a writer, a published writer one day. So anyways, these are books, right? So I'm gonna make this problem about books. So let's say I am buying my favorite books. My favorite book is gonna be, it's a book called What Dreams May Come. I'm gonna say What Dreams May Come, the book costs $5 on sale. No, costs $5. If I paid only $2.23, how much money did I save? Because this is the cost of the book, this is the sale price. If it's on sale, it means it's going to be cheaper, right? So that's the cost. I gotta take away the discount, or the amount of money that I save. So the cost minus the discount equals the sales price. So there you go. That's one about books. All right, let's do another one. This is P equals SSS. And this comes to mind with, well, the next thing that I like, you obviously know it's math. So, and this is a really easy one that I'm going to do with math, because I see the P, and I'm going to say that P stands for perimeter. And I see a side, SSS. So I'm talking probably about a triangle. Probably talking about a equilateral triangle, because each side is the same size. So they're all S size. So I'm going to say perimeter equals side plus side plus side. That's what I'm going to make up and say that P stands for perimeter and S stands for side. So I'm going to make a problem now. I'm going to say a Dorito chip. I like chips too. A Dorito chip is in the form of an equilateral triangle. And then I'm going to say write a formula that could be used to find the distance around the Dorito chip. So that right there, I didn't write it as a question form, but when I say write a formula, I'm talking about what is the perimeter when I say the distance around, right? And when I say it's an equilateral triangle, I'm talking about that all the sides are exactly the same. So that would be side plus side plus side. You can also say 3 times the side, because it's the same thing as adding side plus side 3 times. So there you go. Those are your equations. Now let's flip the page or go to the next page that I gave you in class, and let's work these problems out right quick. Which situation is best represented by the equation below? 3x equals 27. And let's look at the first one. It says that A is the total cost of dinner and tip was $27. The total cost of a dinner and tip was $27. So here it's telling me the total cost was 27, right? So that means that's going to be equals to 27. So far so good. but then it says the cost of a dinner and the tip. And they tell me the tip was $3, right? And they want to know X, the cost of the dinner. So if I want to know the total cost, is going to be the tip plus the cost of the dinner. So that would be X plus 3. And that's not what this says. This says 3 times X. So A cannot be the right answer. B, the total cost of dinner and dessert was $27. Again, total equals to 27. That word total right there tells you that that number is going to go on one side of the equal sign all by itself. And then they tell me the cost of dinner was 3 times the cost of the dessert. What is X, the cost of the dessert? Well, if X is the cost of the dessert and 3 times the cost of the dessert was the cost of the dinner, I gotta multiply 3 times X, right? So this is the dinner right here. This is the dessert. And 27 is the price of both of those together. So that means I have to add them. So I do have a 3x, but I have a plus x too much for this equation. So this equation does not fit this equation either, this problem situation. Let's look at C. 3 friends went to dinner. And each paid $27. What is X, the total amount they spent on dinner? So 3 friends, there's my 3 right there, and each paid $27. That means that we're going to multiply 3 times 27 to find the total amount of money, which is X. That total equals X. So again, we do have the right numbers, but they're not in the right place, so it can't be C. So for process of elimination, we know it has to be D. Let's look at it. 3 friends went to dinner, just like this one, and paid a total of $27. So there's my total, 27. That's good so far right there. That's my check mark. Equals 27. And we know 3 friends went to dinner. So if they divided the bill evenly, what is X, the amount each of the friends paid? So that means I'm going to multiply 3 times the amount each one paid, and that should be equal to the total, $27. So that one does match our equation, so the answer choice is in fact D. Okay, let's go to the next one. Which problem situation matches the equation below? And we have 15x. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more so you can see this better. Oh, that's too much. And let me scroll over. There we go. That should be better for the screen. Okay, which problem situation matches the equation below? 15x equals 120. And it says F. Chang collected 120 foreign postage stamps last year. He gave 15% of them to friends. What is X, the number of stamps Chang did not give away? Well, the first thing that I notice is it says 15%, right? 15%. To find a percent of something, I do have to multiply. When I have to multiply by 0.15, or I have to multiply by 15 and then divide by 100 if I'm going to do my proportion box. In this case, we're not dividing by 100, and I'm not multiplying by 0.15. So this cannot be the right answer. Okay, because if we're going to change this to a decimal, it will be 0.15. Then I can multiply that times the X, the number of stamps that he didn't give away. So that's actually, this is not even right because he's giving stuff away, right? Let's see, where is it? What is X, the number of stamps he did not give away? So if you're giving stuff away, that means you're subtracting, and there is no subtraction here. Alright, CC exercised 120 minutes each day for 15 days last month. What is X? The total. So X is going to be the total of number of hours CC exercised each month. And in order to find that out, we have to multiply 120 times 15, because she exercised 120 each day, and she did that for 15 days. So this would be the equation. We have the right numbers, but they're not in the right order, so it's not going to be right. H. Demetria drove a total of 120 miles this week. She drove 15 miles more this week than she drove last week. What is X, the number of miles Demetria drove last week? Here's the question here. More this week than last week. Okay, she drove a total of 120, so that's going to be equal 120. But they tell me that she drove 15 miles more this week than last week. And X represents the number of miles that she drove last week. So last week is X, right? And she drove a total of 120 miles this week. And then this tells me 15 miles more this week than she drove last week. So 15 miles more would be 15 plus X, right? And that's going to be the amount of miles this week, 120. So that's going to be the equation, and this is adding, not multiplying, so we know that's not it. So it looks like J is the answer again. Let's look at it. Adam charges $15 per hour for labor to repair lawn mowers. So $15 for every hour, okay? What is X? The number of hours Adam worked if he charged $120 for labor. Okay, so X is the number of hours that he worked. And he's getting $15 for each hour. So that means we have to multiply 15 times the number of hours, which is X. And then that's going to give you the total amount he earned by repairing the lawnmowers. And he earned $120. Now we know that they don't tell us the word total in this answer choice, but that's how much money he got total. So 15 times X equals 120. That matches the equation. So J is the right answer. Okay, I'm not going to do the last one for you. You can do this one by yourselves and see what you get. Hopefully tomorrow we can discuss this problem and see if you get the right answer. All right, well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.